Thomas Katana is with us down in Washington to tell us about the con man who stung Google. Thomas, how are you, sir?
Good, I'm doing well. So basically, David Whitaker was a con man. He's been in and out of jails and halfway houses for half his life. He's a 37-year-old man. He was on the lam from the authorities in Mexico. The Secret Service arrested him, brought him back to face charges, and essentially he told them a story about what he'd been up to in Mexico, which is very interesting. He was selling prescription drugs and controlled narcotics from a website and advertising on Google. And so basically they mounted a large-scale sting operation using this con man to get to the bottom of Google, and it ended up in a $500 million criminal settlement last year.
Right, I mean, it's amazing. It worked like a charm. I mean, they nabbed Google. They got all the executives, people. I mean,
all the way up to the
top.
As your story describes, Thomas, they went up to the top with this with Google. I mean, was Google just kind of doing this, like giving the money?
Yeah, I mean, basically, supposedly all of this was prohibited by Google's policy, but they did allow it, and as the tape recorder ran and he made calls with people, he indicated his illegal intent quite a bit, and went up to kind of reasonably senior people like the top executive of Google Mexico. All of these ads were targeting U.S. consumers. That's a key point. But then, at some point, the feds said to Google, look, this is what we've been doing. They subpoenaed 4 million pages of documents. We understand from our sources that they found some very incriminating emails that brought in, Larry Page, emails from Sheryl Sandberg, when she was still at Google, all of them showing that they were aware of the legal problems here of these rogue pharmacies, but decided to kind of carry on accepting their money anyway.
Now, Tom, the details of this story are very fascinating. I really encourage everyone to go online and read it. My question is, okay, so Google got caught. They paid $500 million, which is really nothing to them. They have $45 billion or something on cash. But is this going to change how they operate?
Right. I mean, that's the key question is, okay, they've put the rogue pharmacy issue to bed, but what this really showed is that potentially Google can be liable for the acts of its advertisers. So, that suddenly raises questions about its liability in other areas where people might be conducting illegal activity online, and whether they and their executives can be prosecuted for aiding and abetting that illegal behavior online. Hasn't been tested in court yet, but they did sort of agree to it under the settlement. So, what happens when someone's doing online frauds? Do they have a responsibility to find out about it? Or what happens with online piracy? I mean, that's the issue of the day, right? And how much money are they making it? And if they decide to take no risk at all, what effect is that going to have on Google's profits?